let's see how work says I gotta come in. Work says I gotta go to work. We're gonna get the whole ride just in case something exciting happens. Squirt. Work says I gotta come in. Going right up the hill. Going to work. Going to work. They said I gotta go to work. Man, I gotta go to work. Yes, I do. It's mostly a dusting. It's dusty snow. It's beautiful out. Leaving 2 hours early. Whole ride. We're going by the highway since we can't drive that fast anyways. The highway might be clear, I don't know, but you know, I left work. I left for work early. We didn't have to come in early this morning. Just had to come in by noon, which to me it's worse now than it was when we were completely off yesterday because of the freezing factor. It is so cold and icy. And as you can tell, the road is not clear because it's too cold to be cleared. Honestly, I don't like going to work because it's a long drive. I don't like going to work in my beloved vehiculars because salt. Salt equals rust on my full frame town car I'm driving. Can't really see anything. That angle, maybe angle it this way a little bit. Probably still can't because there's stuff way on that side of the window. My side's clear as day. Here, I got an idea. Nah, it won't work like that. Maybe it will. Maybe I pull this down a little bit, pull this up, put this here. There we go. Now we're talking, ain't we? Yeah. It's almost as if you guys are seeing what I'm seeing now, hey? We out here. We going to get it done. They try to get me to use my vacation for this summer if I don't feel safe coming in, so we don't want to do that. I don't want this to be my vacation. If I had my way in life, I'd be where I never see snow. Or even cold weather, really. It's standing a little bit here. I thought the Lincoln would be such a horrible car. I mean, other than it, you know, being rear-wheel drive and spin a little, it's actually pretty stable compared to other vehicles I've driven in the snow. I guess because of its wide track and stuff. It's a big, wide car. trying 1440p on my camera. Last time I did that, it didn't fit YouTube for some reason. Pretty comfortable cruising at about 40 something. Over 40. Now the big problem is we're going to go down a big hill in the town between the work, the job, and where I live. And we've got to come back up that big hill. So that's a possible issue. It's pretty steep. We'll see how it goes. I drove this strip the other day and it was all crunchy ice. Now it's dusty snow, which is easier to deal with. Some places are completely dry, but the temperature is almost single digits. That's the thing. Not much above single digit. Still dust and snow from the sky. I got to come back and while it's dark too, though. That sucks. There's the truck we need. I don't know if y'all could have seen it on the camera, but that thing is jacked up with about 38-inch or bigger tires. Square body Chevrolet. We had some heavy salt in this area. It's melted here just because it's one of the main little town areas here. And then after about, I don't know, 50 feet of clear road, we're back to this. Coming up on a car in front of us and a car behind us, or a car passing us at the same time. Get too close to the car in front of us. Use some common sense. Hopefully that big hill they have heavily salted. Problem last night, there was no snow on the ground at all, but the problem last night on social media apparently was, in my area, people were posting that the roads, the bridges especially, were frozen. I wouldn't say impassable, because anything's passable unless it's 2 foot of snow or more, but they were saying it was impassable, you know, Tennessee drivers. I just wanted the reason to use my GoPro too. You don't get to use things like this in the winter much. I love my little GoPro. It's an old GoPro from what, 2016 or something? 15 even? Well, that's crazy, ain't it? Alright, we are back on the snowy road, countryside road on the way back home. Finding somewhere, I gotta find somewhere to pee-pee discreetly and maybe do a few donuts, who knows. Need to find somewhere to write my name on in pee. Maybe. They don't make them like this anymore. They're bigger and heavier. You'd think something older. I mean, the video quality is supposedly not as good, but to me the video quality is still great. I bought a cheapo off-brand name. It's one of the popular cheap cameras today that are off-brand, and it's supposed to be 4K, and this thing only goes up to 1440p, but at 1080p this GoPro's video quality is miles ahead of the 4K on that cheap camera. Like, is this even 4K when you're looking at it, is what you're thinking. This car's going a little slower than me ahead of me, so I'm just going to stay back here and just chill. I'm not going to get in a hurry or anything. We'll get there. We'll get where we're going. Got a little thicker there for a minute anyways. Yeah, it's a little thicker here than out here where there's less traffic in the countryside. We got a highway running off to the side of us that kind of goes where we're the same place we're going. I just opted to come this way instead. Should we hit a donut somewhere? I'm in a big grandpa car, but it still do some mean donuts in the snow and ice. Okay, now I'm always keeping my eye way ahead on the car ahead of me. See, it's turning. If I'm not keeping my eye on that car before I know it, I'm there and I can't stop and I'm running into the back of him. See, little, what, 90s Nissan Sentra or Altima? Sentra, I think. Had to review the video and make sure I didn't get his tags. If I did, then I'm taking that out, but we'll see. I stayed quite a distance away. I don't want to dox anybody. It's quite a dust cloud behind me. Dust of snow flying up. If you're behind me, it's like you're behind Santa's sleigh. fuel economy sitting at about 21.4 miles per gallon. Hoping to bump that back up as I'm moving. Busy spot right there. Got a clear spot of road. Let me occasionally look at my phone too, because who knows, they might send me a notification halfway to work saying they decided to close it for the rest of the day. Till then, here I am. I don't want to make this long drive and then they closed it. It's closed when I get there. Since they don't make cameras like this, this is the first, it's the Hero 4 generation session of the GoPro. The next one they made, the Hero 5 session, was the last one they made. They only made 2 generations worth, and that one supposedly does 4K. This one doesn't. This one goes to 1440. But man, this one looks great. I was thinking about getting the next one, even though it's still very old too and outdated, but here you can barely see the road at all. I was thinking that they didn't close my job down today like they did yesterday because it wasn't that bad there. It's fairly clear, but seeing what I'm seeing as I'm getting closer, it seems to be getting worse, if not. It seems more like it's getting worse instead of better. Like now I can barely see the road in any spots. It's very fresh. Looks like maybe 1 or 2 cars have been down the side that I'm on right now. That might be why I can barely see the road, but no more than a few. Here in a second, we're about to go out on the highway. I've avoided being around people so far, which is a benefit to me. Lowers the risk. Because people aren't smart in general. The average out here is, average IQ out here is probably room temperature. Coming up on my turn, so I want to start slowing down early. See, it's clear here. This is a good sign for the highway. If it's clear here, switching over to the highway's probably fairly clear. It's nice to have that back country road though, so I can test out my GoPro. This is the highway. Nobody coming there. Lean forward, get a good look. Get my head on my camera. Nothing here. There's a little on the highway. You got to be careful because it's what you can't see that'll get you out here on the highway, probably. We're going to be going down a massive hill here in a minute. Hit my head on my camera. Let me readjust it to a good position. There we go. Plow's going at it over there. Looks like this side is clear. The other side of the highway is more risky, as you can tell. Not quite as clear. It's got some, like here where your tires will track, is fairly clear and melted. Other side's got some ice over where your tires will track. Hasn't been traveled as much. So this side is obviously the good choice. The better choice. My concern is coming back home in the dark later. Obviously, sunset, things are going to get even colder. Some of this melted ice, this water on the road right now is going to freeze. The Jeep just came up the big hill though, so, but that's a Jeep. If you look ahead enough and you pay attention enough, you can slow down before anything detrimental or anything dangerous happens. Maybe you'll slide off in a ditch or you'll slide somewhere you don't want to go. But at that point, because you've looked ahead and prepared, you should already be slow enough to where it's not going to harm you. A popo back there sitting on the hill. It's snowing pretty good down here. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it on my camera. It depends on how good of the quality it is this day and age. But it's a coming down. This melted ice on the road, all this melted snow, that's water. It's because of salt. So guess what I'm getting all over the bottom of my car? Salt. I'm probably going to make a stop by the car wash once I see that all the, you know, salt is mostly gone from the road and stuff and things are dry, and just spray all under my car and the fenders and stuff as much as I can. I think that'll be a smart idea. I have a water hose at home, but I'd like to have more pressure up in the nooks and crannies of my car that's made for grannies. I should be rapping, freestyling on my way to work. Country boy freestyle. Okay, now we're going down the hill now, and it's going to have some turns on it that are fairly sharp. So let's slow her down a little bit, because some of this water may not be water. Things may not be as they appear, what they call black ice. And of course, when we're going down a hill, we're starting to see some accumulation of snow, or it could have been salt. A little bit there on the road. See, we slow down enough to where, yes, if we hit some ice or something, we're alone on the road, we might get sent off into the ditch or something, but we're doing, 40 or less. So our chances of not getting seriously injured are fairly high in this big monster of a car. This is pretty clean hill. Don't think I'll have any problems later unless I'm trying to race somebody up the other side over there. I bet there'll be some idiots trying to race people up the other side, even though the weather is the way it is. But we've made it down. This is the bottom. Not going to be much to see in this little town, so I'm probably going to turn the camera off because I don't want to go around and get people's license plates and stuff. But yeah, we're just entering. All right, so I'm on my way to work. I got a normal drive of about 45 minutes to an hour, right? I left 2 hours early because of the conditions. And they didn't tell us yet that the building was closed due to inclement weather or bad weather. Okay, so I don't know, of a normal 45 minutes, I'm 3/4 of the way there at least. And they send out a message stating that the building will be closed the rest of my shift. Don't you just love employers these days? Don't you just love them? This freaking bridge down here, I gave it some gas on it just to see what would happen. And it's slippery even though it looks clean. Ice, it's solid ice. This vehicle here ran off the road. So we cut a U-turn, did a drift while cutting a U-turn. This bridge right here is solid ice. Or it was on the other side. I spun just to see. You want me to try it now? Let's see. Oh, it's not as slick on this side. The other side's solid ice. The upward side, because you know how like the apex of the racetrack leans? The other bridge is kind of like the upper side of the apex. And it's colder, I guess, for somehow. We're going to pass back by this salt truck down here. I don't know how he managed to do that. He's in a big, massive salt truck. But he managed to flip it over on its side. Oh well, I'm getting paid for the rest of the day. I'm not going to complain because I drove almost all the way to work and back. I'm getting paid to go back home. If I get the chance, I'll find somewhere to have fun on the way without getting in trouble. Get some cool footage. I want to get another view of this truck going by before I stop my camera and save it for some good time later. That sucks though, man. Not even hardly more than an hour ahead of time that I'm supposed to be at work. Just a little over an hour, they finally announced or sent out the message. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like that's a little, you know, I didn't mind going in and working for my money. I ain't about free money. But, you know. Is this ambulance going over here? The salt truck here that jacked this stuff up. I gotta take a leak really bad. I need to find something that's open so I can pee-pee. Yep. The county got some damage here. I don't know how he managed to do it, but they got some damage on their hands here. Doesn't appear that that's where the ambulance is going. That's in front of me. It's dangerous out here because the places that are the slickest, I'm thinking he was plowing and he hit something on the side of the road and it slung his whole truck around. Where it just happened to be slick. He hit something with the side of his plow and it jerked his whole truck around and slid around like that and flipped into the median.